Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the JRL on Twitch. I'm your host and broadcaster for tonight, RZXJJ Reds. I'll be joined with RZX Sparks here shortly. But for right now, we are covering the ninth round of the F1 22 series here at Monza to begin second half. And just give me one moment, fellas. Alright, so as we wait for more drivers to enter at this time, we'll go over point standings, past race results, and much, much more before we start off tonight's race. So we'll go ahead and quickly take a look at current driver standings along with team standings. So we'll go ahead and pull those up as of right now. So we do have a majority of people here. So our current standings after Miami 2 weeks ago, obviously we had a 1 week break last week to start off the second half of the season. Going into tonight here at Monza, both Elite and Dreams leveled out on points, 122 points to be exact. Elite with the tiebreaker due to 3 wins over 2 wins over Dreams. Third place, Dr. Uber Jr. Looks like he's starting to get back on his feet after that race win last week at Miami, or 2 weeks ago. I should just say last race. So we'll say last race. So Goober with 103 points. He's still not out of the championship. Just needs some more consistent results here. And I think a good result here tonight here at Monza, I think, would be very good because considering that this is one of his best tracks, it's these powerhouses that he's been so good at. El Peely, currently fourth right now. Not so good results as of recent. He's currently getting pressured from RZX Games for that fourth place spot in the standings. UPro 66 with 53 points in P6. Delta, no longer CSR Delta, so we'll just call him Delta for now. 48 points in 7th. Zachman 2211. 8th. Sniper Hyper is P9, and Haas Racing 41 is P10. That rounds out your top 10. And go ahead and pull up your team standings right now. Team standings, as of right now, it's Mercedes continuously running away with it with 201 points over 152 with Red Bull in second. Haas, Alfa Romeo, and Williams third, fourth, and fifth. Williams starting to challenge. Well, actually, no. Williams actually fell back a place to Alfa Romeo, who jumped up 2 places after Miami. So having those teammates come out there and assisting getting good points results really affects the standings wise. But yeah, so 2 minutes time we we'll begin our 18-minute session along with the race right after. Just making sure we have people here still. Alright, so it looks like games is now getting back on. And then I think we'll be good once we get games in here. But Sparks, if you can hear me, you can go ahead and include your audio for the stream. And we'll just quickly, do a quick recap of the first half of the season. What was the first race? Australia through Miami. I mean, we've seen a lot of different winners this season, some not in championship contentions, and quite a lot still in the hunt. One of those being Dr. Goober Jr. After the win at Miami and Australia, do you think that he needs to start pushing the pedal to the metal here? Because these next few races, these are kind of his specialty with these powerhouses like Monza going into tonight. Do you think he needs to kind of turn up the heat on his race pace, or do you think he needs to save his best for the last?
I'm thinking that he probably does need to start turning it up if he wants to catch RZX Elite and OTC Dreams as they are starting to pull away in the championship now. And like you said, these are some of his good tracks coming up, especially Monza. Performed pretty well at Monza last season, I believe. And I think he does need to start putting the pedal to the metal. And we know his wet pace is good, and he has good quali pace. I think he just needs to work a little bit on consistency, and he could totally be right back up there with RZX Elite and OTC Dreams.
All right, and of course, you mentioned Dreams. Obviously, and him and the lead just been back and forth through this season. And Dreams, after the incident at China, it really kind of hurt his standings right now. But I don't think I personally don't think that we've seen the 110% we normally see out of Dreams this season, or out of every season we've had. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just not really there for me whenever I'm starting to see him race. But I feel like he's gonna have to put the pedal to the metal here because Elite also very good at these kind of tracks. But yep, here we go. We have drivers teams loading in at Virtual Monza now. But anyway, talking about Dreams' overall pace, I feel like he's probably mentally trying to calm himself down this first half and then really trying to explode, like just take over the whole season in the second half because this is where he really needs to start picking up his pace. He's not, he can be up at the front of these tracks, but not at a consistent way and not, necessarily pulling away from other drivers. But I feel like Elite has used up so much getting up to this point. Obviously, he's leveled out with Dreams up to this point here at Monza, but uh, it's going to be interesting because Elite's also going to have to push as hard as he did in the first half, maybe even more if it's necessary. But yeah, but it's going to be an interesting second half, starting out with Monza and Spa next week. And once again, the two Mercedes are going out on the medium compound tires. Alright, so let's see who can take away the pole here at the tricky high-speed track of Monza, the fastest track on the schedule. I think it's going to be a very difficult qualifying for pretty much everyone.
Person to start his lap, followed by Sniper Hyper, followed by, I believe that is Mikey, yes. So RZX Games out on the mediums right now. Dreams also out on the mediums. Says he's on soft, but guess he's on the mediums. So just about everyone out on the track right now, either getting ready for a lap or doing their lap. Looks like we have a yellow flag. Mikey is on the second chicane. I don't think he got any damage. I think he just had a little spin there. This is the track home to what is known as the most inconsistent corner in the game. And that is the first corner of the second chicane, turn 4. It's going to be very hard for these drivers to master that corner, and I think that's where we're going to be seeing a lot of spins today. So RZX Games going fastest with a 120.7. Sniper Hyper following behind him with a 122.0. Next person to cross the line will be El Peewee with a time of 120.6. That's a good lap from him. Provisional P1 for now. I think Mikey will be pitting. Getting respawn, yes. RZX Nix invalidated his lap. OTC Dreams also invalidated his lap. We missed that. Nix was invalidated, though he is out on the medium, so I assume he will just go for another lap as long as he has enough ERS. With Odin getting ready to come through the final turn now. Had a pretty clean lap so far, although he's very far down in his time actually, so I think he'll be pitting. Might have had some sort of big moment.
So Games in second, only a little over a tenth behind Peewee. Peewee did run his lap on the softs. Games only a tenth behind. He was on those medium tires. We watched Dreams almost lose it through the Lesmos there. But just going back a few races ago, we asked Games, what track do you see him possibly climbing back to this championship hunt? Where, where do you see yourself really, showing your full potential at a track? And he immediately said Monza. It's probably one of his best tracks in the entire calendar. I know that for a fact because I raced with him here once before. So keep an eye out on Games here as currently sits second right now. So back-to-back, two-back weeks, Dreams going out on the mediums and not setting a lap with those. So Goober right now pushing hard on these soft compound tires for his first lap of this session. He goes quickest in sector 1.
Zachman goes fastest actually. He's not starting his lap. Zachman puts up the fastest lap of the race in the divisional P1. Although he has Dr. Zuber Jr. and RGX Elite preparing to start his lap that will be chasing him down.
Guru right now entering and exiting the Parabolica corner. The final corner here at the legendary Monza. He crosses the line, and it's almost 3.5 tenths better than Zachman's lap on those soft competitive tires, 20.202.
So RZX Elite also coming through Parabolica now. He will be getting ready to start his lap.
Dreams is saying your mic is super low. I think I need to turn.
So RZX Elite keeping it on a clean lap so far, going through Lesmo 1 and 2 now. Opening DRS for the second time this lap. Going to cross sector 2 now. He's going to go fastest through it, so not too bad from him so far. Keeps it clean through Ascari. See if he keeps it clean through Parabolica. He's going to be really easy on the throttle coming out of here. It's very easy to spin here. Looks like he keeps it clean.
He did touch that green curbing on the outside of it, but it really doesn't hurt his time at all.
He goes into P2 by 8 hundredths behind Dr. Gruber Jr., so close times between these two.
I don't think Games improved on his lap, maybe not, but he stayed right where he is, so.
OTC Dreams with the fastest sector 1 on the softs now. So he takes a lot of curving through the second chicane, so that won't hurt his time. Going through Lesmo 1 and now Lesmo 2. Going through sector 2 now, he does go fastest. He took clean through Ascari. Now he's just got Parabolica, although I do remember him spinning a couple times through here last season. So he's got to stay consistent with this corner if he wants to win this race and get a P1. Keeps it clean through here this time. Across the line, it's not looking too bad. He's going to get a 120.4. That'll put him provisionally P3. So I think those are the times for the first runs.
Games might have a good lap here. Games improves. He's up to P3 now. 103.103 behind Goober now. That's a pretty good lap.
So Goober showing some good pace so far. Looks like we have a yellow flag in sector 3. Like RZX Nix had a spin through Ascari and that caused him to retire. That's unlucky for him. We have Mikey going for another lap as we speak. I believe that's El Peewee behind him. Also, no, he invalidated. So this will be Mikey's first valid lap, it looks like. I'll put him P8 behind Sniper Hyper. In front of, sorry. Not sure if El Peewee will go for another lap or if he will hit. Might be going for another one. But he's pushing pretty hard. We'll watch him for a minute. He's a pretty clean through Lesmo 1 and 2. Looks like he's doing a pretty good job carrying speed, opening DRS for the second time this lap. Gonna come through sector 2 now. He gets a purple sector 2. Not too bad from him. Gonna break into parabolic and now about the 50-meter board.
Oh, he had to lift. And he
didn't like it.
He's gonna abandon this lap. Get ready for one final lap, it looks like. The only one who's out on a lap right now is Zach Man. But it's not a good one.
This is one of those tracks where people are gonna have to see if some people could be running 0-0 wings, and then I've seen the highest at about 6-1. So it really just depends on how much speed you can carry through Sector 2. Sector 2 is really the thing that separates the straight line speed from Monza. That's where you need some downforce. Obviously not a lot, but for the people running, if someone's running 0-0 wings and then someone has higher downforce than that, they could probably pull out a little bit more pace, is what I've learned from this track.
So the only two drivers that have yet to put a time on the board is Delta and Odin. Delta hasn't even made his way onto the track at all this session. Odin has a few times. But not sure what Delta's plan is here by just running one lap here. And I need to invite Firefighter.
We'll have UPro starting his lap now. He's currently sitting P7 with a 120.9. And now we're going to see the final laps of qualifying. Oh, he has a big moment coming out of this chicane. Oh, he almost went fully sideways. I think he's going to keep pushing though. Yeah, he's 9 tenths down. Yeah, I think he's giving up. A big moment coming out of the chicane.
So I think that does it for UPro.
So Dream's off of pole right now by 2 tenths. And Game's just ahead of him, followed, and then RZX Elite in second, and Dr. Goober Jr. in first. I believe Dr. Goober Jr. is actually on a lap right now. Yes, he is. He's at the purple sector too. He's a tenth up on his time. Heading through Ascari now onto the back straight.
He's a tenth up this lap. Going into Parabolica now.
RZX game's invalidated somewhere. His lap's not going to be valid. Goober's going to cross the line. It's going to be a 119.9. Someone broke 120. We'll have to see if anyone else can do it. We have Delta here in the back.
Delta is on a pretty good lap right now. Went quickest in the first sector. Don't know about the second sector, but we'll see if it was a good time as he crosses the line here.
Close.
Oh my goodness. 1,000th off of Kuber's time.
RZX Elite is done with his lap too. He's about 20 seconds off.
And there was some sort of contact between UPro and Sniper.
Dreams is invalidated too. Let's talk about this UPro. Just sitting off the side, I don't know. So it looks like they're finished with quality. Sniper is finished with his lap, so is UPro. So Dr. Goober Jr. will snag pole here today.
Dreams would improve by 4 tenths on his lap, but I don't think it would be pole position. Definitely for third.
We'll probably hear him
So that's
talking
it.
about it.
Okay, we'll make that 2 1,000ths. So that's what your qualifying looks like here at Monza. Goober, the most dominant driver on powerhouse tracks and in qualifying, on pole once again. Delta almost snagged it, 2 1,000ths off. He will join the front row with Goober. Elite in Games makes up the second row, and Dreams and Pee-wee in that third row. Dreams got some traffic ahead of him, including his championship rival.
So getting ready to start the formation lap now. We have Dr. Gruber Jr. on pole, followed by both of the Red Bulls, starting with Deltrain. RZX Elite right behind him, then RZX Games and OTC Dreams rounding out the top five. Let me get my settings set up here. Like everyone on the grid will be starting on the mediums.
That is true. And we'll see if we can get a predicted pit stop strategy. Would imagine it goes mediums and then hards. Like always. That's pretty much how every track goes. So something I want to try to do for the stream, not just in F1 but in Forza as well, is broadcasters taking their race picks and probably wants to watch out for this race. So, I mean, I'll go ahead and get it started first. I think one to watch out for this race is definitely RZX Games. This is one of his best tracks. Hasn't had enough spotlight this season, but I feel like tonight is going to be a very good night for Games. And driver who I think that might get the win tonight, I'm probably going to say it. I think it's going to be Dr. Goober Jr. I think he's going to stay out front, manage the race lead, and no mistakes really for Goober.
Yeah, I agree with that. This is a track that he is very good at, and he's clearly shown that in qualifying. So we'll see if he can just keep his race pace and keep some consistency going. And I think he's definitely in contention for the race win today.
Alright, so we have 12, make that 13 with Firefighter joining us late. He is in a Ferrari, but he is Alpine. And here we go. 13 drivers on the grid. 5 lights are on. And the 9th round of the F1 series is...
Come on. There we go.
Is now underway. Goober did get a good start, and someone has already spun at the back. U-Pro has immediately gotten damaged towards the back. Goober gets a rocket start, and Delta gets spun into turn 1. Was that because of Mikey? Because he cut the entire chicane and just took out everyone in front of him? I don't know. That was a hard angle to look at. I was just watching Goober, and then all of a sudden I see a Red Bull go around, and then there goes the hash just shooting through up the chicane. But it is Goober that leads from Games, from Elite, from Pee Wee, and from Dreams. Your top 5 going through the Lesmos now. And Elite's around on the opening lap through the Lesmos. The points leader going into tonight.
And we've seen this from Elite too. Last time he was struggling with the Lesmos as well. Last season, almost every time he started spectating him through the Lesmos, he just spun. Could be a tough race for Elite today. So Dr. Gruber Jr. holds the lead. RZX Games up to P2 already. LP Wee up at P3.
So I'm just going to go ahead and say this now. We're going to call a restart. It's our first restart, I think, since Austria. The reason we're doing this is because it did not give Zach Mann control of his car at the start. So we apologize for that. F1 and EA up to their shenanigans once again. Alright, so, technical difficulties, but, we'll get everyone back in here. Okay, that should be everyone. Alright, now I gotta go through this job of trying to remember where everyone was.
Oh yeah, crap, I didn't screenshot.
That's fine. I think I remember the top 5 from what I can remember.
There's Goober and then the Red Bulls and then the Mercedes. I don't remember anything after that.
We are still, I think we're missing one, we're missing 2 drivers actually.
Oh yeah, P-Way's P6.
I could have sworn Games was 3rd.
No, Elite was third.
Okay, then it's Mikey, Nix, Odin, Sniper, and U Pro, and then Firefighter. Okay, so hopefully that is correct. Alright, that should all be correct.
Can I also get an invite when you get a chance?
Alright, that should be good, and I think we're ready.
So we will be starting the formation lap for the second time. Looks like that grid is correct and the same. Let's just watch the drivers go around the grid and get ready for the start. Like Delta and Goober may have had contact on the start. Why is there so many? Wow, almost like the top five just got reset on my screen. Yeah, it's just my screen. I think I might have glitched out there for a second. We have the final drivers lining up at the grid now, getting ready for the second start today. hopefully we will be able to go on with this race. And there's 5 red lights. And away we go.
Uber once again gets another good start. The Mercedes are on the attack on Delta, who did not get a good start. Might lose out to third here. Elite up to second, going through turn 1, and the 2 Mercedes make contact through the chicane. Dreams is forced to cut it, and he will lose many spots with that. May have gotten a warning there, not sure. Somehow Delta passed Elite coming out of the chicane. Didn't see that.
Well, RZX Nick's making up quite a few places on this. Actually, I remember him starting close to last. Dreams is now last.
Made contact with a few drivers, and he is plumb last in 13th. So now it's up to Games to see if he can challenge the Red Bulls, while Dreams is having to make a recovery drive here on the opening lap. The first lap carnage over with, and now the field will just spread apart.
Uber already holding it over a second to Delta. Then we just have a big train behind them. It's like Zachman and Uper are going side by side. Through turn 3, just going to stay side by side. And turn 4, I'm getting the worst camera angle. Uper makes the pass. Zachman has a big moment that saves it.
And Odin spins out right behind the Ferrari, and he's done.
Oh no.
Through the Lesmos. Oh wait, oh no, he didn't wreck out. Wait, what? Oh wait, no, he did wreck out.
It must be a VSC.
Yep, VSC is out.
So Mikey accidentally grabs a drive-through penalty. Next pits. Not sure if there was some contact back there or something. He was the bottom 3 of pit.
May have been, or unless they're just going on the hards this early and trying to see if they can gamble their way up to the front when everyone else makes a stop. But I don't think that's possible. So we're back under green at Virtual Monza. Goober leads from Delta, Elite, Games, and Pee-wee, top 5.
Like Elite is not doing a very good job keeping up with his teammate right now. Meanwhile, he's about to break into DRS. They're both going to be using ERS. Looks like Delta's going to get the DRS down the front straight here. Barely made it in there. If they do it. Delta with the fastest lap of the race as well. He's starting to push to catch up to Uber. The DRS is definitely doing a lot there. Yellow flag in sector 3. Looks like it was Mikey. Yes, it was. So Goober leads, followed by Delta, followed by RZX Elite, followed by Games, and LPUE rounds out the top 5. LPUE having pretty good starts both times. He had a better start first time around. He's still not doing too bad so far. He's keeping up with RZX Elite and RZX Games. Games has the pace he was talking about. He's going to have to make a move on Elite soon, because right now Elite is just holding them up. Elite cannot find the pace he needs right now.
Dreams working on Zachman for 7th. Entering Asagari chicane now. So now this is going to be the battle to watch up towards the front. The battle for 3rd now as Pee Wee looks to the inside through Parabolica on Games. I don't think Games saw it coming.
Side by
Games
side.
gets forced. His chassis gets forced onto that outside curving, and he's going to lose a lot of speed.
Looks like LPUE will
Elite
hold position.
Elite right now is sitting duck in 3rd with the 2 behind with the DRS
Oh,
advantage.
Delta's made it past Goober. We totally missed it.
We were so focused on 3rd.
I think they will be the ones to watch into Ascari. Goober is staying very close to Delta. He'll definitely have DRS. As long as he gets a good exit here, which he does.
Delta used a lot of that curbing on the apex through the second Lesmo.
Like Delta,
Uber's not really going to
yeah, there's
pass here. No, not really going to do it there. I think Delta might have a faster setup than
He was
Uber
very
does.
wide through Ascari though. Goober gets a much better exit. He could have a run into Parabolica. He might save it. The front straight though, he has DRS. I think he will. Once he gets
Goober
his
could have had an
DRS.
opportunity to pass him through Parabolica on the inside because Delta gave it up, but Goober was smart about it because he knows he's going to get the DRS here, which should be an easy pass for Goober.
And here he comes now into turn 1. Also going defensive. Goober's gonna maybe look for a switchback. Doesn't get the exit though. Delta's defending pretty well. Looks like Goober's trying to save his ERS. He did not turn it on once on that front straight, so he might just be trying to keep with him for now. He's shown some pretty good pace so far. So as long as he can keep this up, he's in a pretty good spot still, sitting behind Delta. Delta clearly is running a lower downforce setup, considering Goober is barely catching him. So that could affect Delta later in the race with tire wear, especially through sector 2. He goes very
This battle
safe
going
for
on. This is going to help Elite because he is gaining on these two as they're fighting.
Goober a little bit closer this time to Delta. He's definitely going to be very close. He's going to turn on the DRS. He's going to go side by side with Delta. He's going to make it all the way past him. I'm not sure if Delta's going to go down the inside. No, he's not. Goober makes the pass for first. Now RZX Elite has Pee Wee right behind him, followed by Games. Delta carrying a lot of speed for turn 3. He's a low downforce setup. He's going to go around the outside. Goober defends, and he defends it nicely. I think he's going to hold position. Yes, it is. I think this is definitely a spot where if Delta gets a good exit, he could probably make an easy pass on Goober, considering the straight line speed that he has. And here he comes. Goober's going to go defensive. Drees is retired.
Oh, what's going on? Oh, coming out of the second Lesmo, he spun out. I don't know what happened, if he made contact with anyone, but him and Upro's gap were very close to one another, so maybe there was some contact involved, but it's another unfortunate event for Dreams, and he's out. And with that, we have our first full safety car, and here come the leaders in to throw on the hards. So top two stay out, everyone else in. Oh, excuse me, Spa is not next week, it is Portugal. Then it's Spa.
Well, I'm watching that back right now. It was just a pure spin from Dreams. Pro was almost a second away at the time. Dreams just had a moment, and then he ran into the wall and he retired. So unlucky for him. Definitely.
And you really can't. Yeah, you really can't blame that on drivers causing incidents, forcing him to move further back into the field. I mean, definitely driver error there, but it's gonna have to give it all next week. It is one of his best tracks.
So it looks like just Nix and Mikey have to catch up to the safety car, and then I assume it will be in this lap. Oh, Pee-wee is now leading the race. He chose not to pit along with Games. So I'm not sure if that was the right decision. They have to pit at some point, and then Goober and all those other guys who did pit are going to have to take those tires about 17, 18 laps, depending on how long the safety car is out.
And the thing is, that medium tire strategy that they were all on, it only called them in around lap 10. Lap 10 was when the pit window opened, and when we go back green here, we are going to go green on lap 10. So either this is a good call for Games and Pee-wee to stay out of the traffic if they were to go on the hards, but I think they're going to have to rely on another safety car once they do go back into the pits.
Actually going to be next lap that the safety car is coming in. No, it's this lap. That is the latest call
It's this lap. Very late call from E8 there. And there goes Pee-wee. And they're all stacked up as they go down the main stretch.
Wow, that was such a late call. It's like James is going to go down the inside of Pee-wee. There's contact. James made a very late dive. He goes just at Pee-wee.
Oh, Delta hooked Pee-wee.
Pee-wee falls down the grid now. It looks like RZX and Nix also had a spin of sorts. RZX Games into second with Goober right behind him, although Goober's going to have some cold tires because I bet they were not expecting the safety car to come in this lap. But he is. He's going to make a move into Lesmo 1 now.
You don't see a lot of passes through there. He's not going to get it done, but you got U-Pro challenging around the outside now. And they both make
Oh,
contact.
he goes through.
To the
That's RZX
second
Elite
Lesmo,
coming
and
through.
he made contact with Delta as well, and he goes around. What on earth is happening?
Another safety car.
And no one wrecked out this time. So like I said, Game's now into a race lead on those medium tires. Is this the opportunity he's looking for to go into the pits now? Yeah, it is. So Game's a little bit lucky here with the safety car coming out right after the first one came out.
James and Kiwi both pit are going to be on the pressure hards, but they're going to be very far back on the grid. RZX Elite now in the lead. These are separate from both the Red Bulls with Delta in third, Sniper in fourth, Jackson rounding out the top five.
Okay, I cannot listen to Goober's engine. He's just constantly revving it up on the onboard cam.
Is it? Yeah, but it said Elite was doing the same thing. It must be like a glitch. I was getting bothered because Elite was doing it.
Alright, so safety car in this lap. That was so stupid.
Yeah, that was really dumb. That was the latest I've ever seen it.
And wow, so 3 drivers out. What even happened to Uper? I don't know.
I think
How
he
is
just,
how is
I
he
think
out?
he just retired. I think he was done.
We're not even halfway over. We've lost 3 drivers, 2 safety cars. This is a very interesting race. So we have Odin currently driving the Aston Martin safety car around Monza. After making only 2 laps of this race. And there's the call we were looking for.
A little bit earlier this time.
Alright, so how's Elite going to play this out? Is he going to go straight to when he hits the line to avoid Goober and Delta making a pass on him early on? I think that's the right call if I'm Elite up in the front.
Here he goes. He gets the jump on Goober. Delta's going to be all over the back of Goober. Goober's actually going to let him by. He just knows he has more of the straight line speed. Although Sniper sneaks by too. Very sneaky move from Sniper. He's going to go around the outside of Delta too. And he spins
And they
him
both make
around.
contact. in T2.
Delta is not going to be happy about that one, I'll tell you that. It's the second time that's
Delta,
happened to him.
Delta, very interesting character when it comes to on-track incidents, but now Sniper up to second here. So Elite's a great jump after the safety car restart. He's built up a 1.2 gap on everyone else.
Well, hopefully things will ease out now and we can actually get a race going. Zachman going down the inside of RZX next. It looks like he's going to get the move done, although it does go very wide. I think RZX Nix might have had a moment if he goes around. But people are getting very... He's not going to make a move into the chicane though. I think that's a smart move from him. Looks like we have I think Zachman's been around too now. Second chicane. Mikey up to P4, Sniper Hyper in P3. This is a very mixed up grid now. We have Dreams out of the race and Delta in P8. Like RZX Games is going to make a very quick move on Mikey though. With more straight line speed, it's a very simple move for him. Like Pee-wee's going to make a move too. He does not want to sit behind him.
I think they made contact entering Parabolica. Very late move, but he was able to get it working. So DR's is going to be activated this time by...
I think Mikey's now dropped down to P6. Games and Pee-wee made quick work of him. The Sniper is definitely in contention for podium as long as he could hold off RZX Games and Pee-wee. Like Goober and Elite are starting to pull away though. I think he'll get DRS this time around, but probably not next lap. Actually, never mind. I was looking at the wrong gap. Goober's actually almost out of the DRS. We watch RZX Games to make the pass on Sniper Hyper. Sniper
So
Hyper
as
getting
things
very close to Games.
So as things stand, if Elite were to win this race, he would gain 24 points on Dreams at the end of this one. And Goober's around, coming out of Asagari chicane.
Oh, he is.
It just kind of happened. I didn't see it.
I didn't
All I
see it either,
saw
I'm not gonna lie.
was he did that last season too.
Yeah, he did.
Never
I remember
mentioned
that.
that. He was leading and then just went around. Pee Wee right now is hustling on the Mercedes. Right now, just sitting duck in second. Elite now with a 2.3 gap. So Goober's just gonna come into the pits now and throw on those mediums.
Man, you gotta feel for Goober. He's just gotta get the consistency part down. This is a hard track to be consistent at, but honestly, just in general, if Goober was a consistent driver, he would probably be fighting with RZX Elite and OTC Dreams right now for the championship lead. He's got the qualifying pace. He's a good driver, but you just gotta keep that consistency part down.
So now we watch Pee Wee on the main straight on games. The game's trying to break off the slipstream. But I don't think Pee Wee's gonna pass him here going into turn one.
So RZX Elite leading by almost 3 seconds now, but he is on some of the oldest tires on the grid. He has 10-lap old cars, and he's got to take those almost another 10 laps. So those tires are going to be very worn by the end of this race. We'll have to see if that'll help RZX Games out in catching him, as El Peewee almost makes a move into Ascari, but decided not to. I could see him making a move in the next DRS zone, though. As he gets a good exit through Parabolica now. Only about 3/10 off. Activating the DRS now. Here he comes. Gaining, tugging into the slipstream.
They're gonna be side by side in turn
inside.
one.
It's very late. It's game's going for the switchback, looking for traction. Can't make it work. Just gonna have to tug into the slipstream of turn 3. It does look like he's gaining a little bit, but I'm not sure it's gonna be enough. No, it isn't.
I can tell you a lot of things that these drivers are not taking advantage of in that second chicane. You can cut the entrance of it without getting any sort of time penalty, unlike last year's game where it would completely throw your chassis sky high if you touch that curbing. But in this game, it doesn't do that.
Game's getting very close to El Peewee into turn 1, but he cannot make a move though. It's like we have Sniper Hyper and Firefighter fighting. Firefighter looks like he has to cut the chicane. It might have been forced off. He gets a 5-second. I'm not keeping a close eye on that though, so I did not see what happened.
So we saw Pee Wee on the main straight was 3/10 back, and he was able to make the move on Games. Games right now 0.4 behind. They are catching the race leader. And Games made a rookie mistake on that outside curving, just lost all that speed and momentum he had.
Like Games a little bit of a moment through there. He's lost a little bit of time. He's now 8 tenths down to LP. I think his goal now is to just kind of stay in the DRS and wait until LP can catch RZX Elite to make a move. It looks like they have a lot more straight line speed than RZX Games, as he gained almost, it was 4 tenths before they made it to Parabolica. So that could be weighing RZX Elite down as his tires start to wear more and more and more.
I don't know if Elite just had something go wrong, but all of a sudden he was at 2.5, now he's down to 2.1 in just one corner.
Yeah, I do believe they are catching him. This is where he does pull away a little bit, but it's not nearly enough. Overall, we will probably see at least close to a last lap battle for first, as long as LP and RZX Games can keep this up.
So just looking at the tire data right now, Goober on 5-lap old mediums after having a spin that cigar a few laps ago. Zachman and Firefighter going for fastest lap. Also seeing if they can get around Goober for 7th. I think they could both catch Elite here, but they don't need to battle each other. The sniper's retired. Safety car, oh boy.
No, RZX Elite, we're gonna have to see what he does. He's on
Elite's
very
in the
old
hot
tires.
seat. Is he gonna stay out for that track position and risk it all? Or is he coming in to take those fresh softs? This is a 50-50 shot. What's he gonna do? And he's gonna risk it. He's going in.
Both of them
The two second and
behind him.
So second and third pass him. Behind Mikey comes
Mikey's
in.
pitting. Delta
I
looks
think
like
Delta
he's going
would also.
slow, so I think he's gonna pit. I think they're gonna double stack. Yep.
Yep, Delta's gonna come in as well.
So
Delta does
RZX
have good
Elite is
pace.
going to come out behind Games and Pee-wee, so that is going to be a major disadvantage to the top two. RZX Elite is in a very good spot right now for the race win.
So just looking at the lap right now. So they're on lap 24, 25. I'm not sure if they're all gonna get stacked up on 25. Maybe they could, and then the game just calls it late. But I think optimally they're gonna go green on 26, which means no DRS. It's all about race pace. I mean, I can understand why Pee-wee stayed out. I mean, or both Pee-wee and Games. I mean, they're somewhat out of the championship right now. I mean, they would have to like finish on the podium and have the leaders do bad, like for the rest of the season. I mean, I understand the call by the top two, but I mean, it is risky. I mean, you got Elite, who's been fast all day. You have Mikey back there, who has also been pretty consistent. Just still a lot of racing incidents come his way. And then you got Delta also, who challenged for the race lead earlier, and they are, oh
Looks
no.
like they're getting all mixed up. I think they're good now.
And as I was saying, Delta, who has been challenging for the race lead, can also get up there, but he's got 4 other cars he needs to get around. So, just looking at the mini map, Firefighter now on the main straight. I don't think he's gonna make it back
Yeah, no,
this
he's not.
time.
Unless they call it at the end of Parabolica again, considering we've seen it would definitely happen again.
I think it comes down to whoever, when the game sees the last car, in this
It is on
case.
this
Oh
lap.
no, it's coming in this lap.
I think it's because there's not many laps left and it has to come in.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna go on 26. Very weird. So
Alright.
still, we're going green when they cross the line at 26. I thought it was going to go in a lap later. So we're going to have 2 laps of racing action. As you can see, the Ferrari and the Haas now finally coming into the picture. Hards versus mediums. Is it track position or is it tire grip? We'll find out. 2 final laps to go at Monza.
Like Pee-wee
And all
got the
eyes are
jump
on
the
RZX
lead.
Elite.
Like here comes Games into turn 1. They're already gonna maybe start fighting. Mike's gonna look for the switchbacks. He's gonna try and get
Oh,
some
Elite
grip.
went wide.
Elite went
Elite
really
went wide.
wide. Doesn't
He
get
gets no
overtaken,
time
though.
penalty for it.
He can
Still has
definitely
time to
bring
make
that
up. And plus the top 2 are fighting, which is also very important as well. I don't know what happened to Delta, but more turn 1 shenanigans, but oh yeah, Elite's reeling them in. Just look at the lap time. Just look at that Delta just go down.
back. He's only got a lap
mean,
to do it.
I could see him getting around for a second, but at this point, when he made that mistake in turn 1, it's going to be like, it's going to be down to the wire on the final lap through Parabolica if Elite can get up to him. But I think Elite could get around Games here, but of course no DRS will be activated this final lap. Now what does Elite do? Does he late break? Games is taking the defensive line.
Elite is starting to get very close to games now on the last lap of this race, and Pee-wee is pulling away now. James is flashing, he's almost out of ERS. Elite just desperate to get by him. James is going to hold for that second though, because he's going to want that. No DRS enabled. Elite goes really wide, so he does not want.
He's trying, he's pushing, he does not want this race win to get up in the way. He needs the top two to make a mistake. And there goes Games flashing again. He's losing that pace. Just riding on board with Elite. And Games going very
really
wide,
wide.
almost hits the gravel trap.
It's going to be through parabolic.
He's got to get it done now.
He's going to have the grip. Looks like he lets off a little bit. LP,
Yeah, he lets off.
The win with RZX Games in second and RZX Elite in third, who could not pull it off.
So, position with 2 laps to go, outduels better grip with no DRS. And that's how Pee-wee was able to take home this race win.
So Elite will most definitely be first in the driver's standings after this race, considering being retired and will not get any points. So this will definitely shake up the championship now. As LP wins, followed by Games and Elite. I don't remember the top 5, but very impressive drive from Elite. He made a good decision. He kept the pace going. Elite just couldn't keep the consistency and he went wide twice, one almost losing him a second. So there is your final results. Like Dr. Gerber Jr. ends up getting 4th. That was a pretty good comeback drive from him, and Mikey getting P5. Impressive drive from about everyone today.
So stay tuned for top 3 post-race interviews coming up here shortly. Alright, so top 3. All right, so everyone is here, and drivers that have just joined us in the party, make sure you include your audio for the stream. And with that race, that wild, chaotic race, we'll start things off with third place driver RZX Elite 19. Elite, first off, we know how you were just in front towards the very end there on that second stint, but safety car comes out with just a handful to go. Your decision on pitting for the better grip versus the track position. Can you tell us, importantly, why you tried to pull that off there?
Well, I mean, me and my teammate Dota discussed that we thought that pitting would be the best. I also knew that Pee Wee and Games were both on pretty old HUDs, and Pee Wee was definitely gaining on me like slightly before the safety car, so I figured that with Monza he might overtake me anyway, so I thought that the softs would give me more grip, but honestly, I mean, they felt good, but they just weren't what I thought they were going to be, so it just didn't work out.
And obviously, your reaction to Dreams wrecking out, I mean, that's obviously going to be a huge advantage to you. I mean, you've been up towards the front every time Dreams has made some sort of mistake or incident, but not taking home the race win. I mean, it kind of has to feel a little bit bad on your part. I mean, obviously, you did what you could. You went for the strategy to pit there late and went for the better grip, but uh, obviously you're gonna take away the points lead here now, and when we move on to Portugal next week, how are you feeling about a track like that? And by the way, Dreams is very good at that racetrack.
Yeah, I know Dreams is pretty fast though. I expect him to probably be quicker than me. I know that my teammate Delta, he said that that's probably his best track, so I hope he can make the race because we're still fighting for constructors. We're 50 points back right now, so we need all the points that we can get. So, I mean, I just hope to have some good speed at Portugal and hopefully take on the podium, but we'll see.
All right. Well, nonetheless, you did what you could by pitting for the softs there late. And anyway, congratulations on yet another podium and the points lead there. So yeah, we'll see you next week.
Thank you. See ya.
And that was R6 Elite, who will take away the points lead from Dreams after being leveled out entering tonight's race. And next up is RZX Games, who finished second tonight. And Sparks, if you're still with us, I'll let you take away this little interview cue for Games there. So go ahead.
All right. Games, you said you were good at this track, and you definitely didn't disappoint. You got P2 tonight, and it was a pretty good performance from you. When that final safety car came out, I believe it was on lap 23. What was going through your head? Were you thinking about pitting for softs? But what was going through your head? What did you want to do during that moment?
Uh, First of all, congrats to Pee Wee. Yeah, good shit. I think that's your first win in the season, so good shit, man. That's amazing to
Yeah,
see. And
thanks.
yeah, when that final safety car came out, you were right. I had the thought of going in because I think I was in P3 before the safety car came out, and in my head, I was like half thinking like maybe I should stay out, or I was just gonna make that decision based on if Pee Wee and Elite went in the pits, and then I saw Elite go in the pits, and then I saw Pee Wee stay out. So I'm like, it's lap 20. I think it was 23. So I'm like, there's only three more laps left. Like, is it worth it? I don't know how far I'm gonna drop back. And then, because I've done this strategy before, like I've been up there, and then a safety car comes out, I go into the pits, and it's not that good of a result. So I kind of learned from my past races. I'm like, I think it's worth to stay out this time, and it definitely showed today. Like, yeah, like all the guys are pretty quick back there, but um, I don't know, like it just worked out somehow. I was surprised. I thought Elite and everyone else would pass me, but I just kept it together and brought it home.
Yeah, very good decision from you, and you did a very good job defending from Elite in those last two laps. So good job from you today. It was a very good performance from you.
Yeah, definitely. It's we beat the Red Bull. I beat one of the Red Bulls, but like I think Delta either got I think he got P4 or P5, so they're probably gonna. I don't know if they're gonna jump us in the constructors, but they might. I don't know yet, but I mean, I'll take 18 points. It sucks to see Dreams got he wrecked out. So if he was still in there, we could have pulled some good points for the team. But you know, P2, it is what it is. Well, it's better than nothing.
All right, well, games. Congratulations on another podium. I think, your best result thus far this season. But looking forward to seeing your performance later on in the season. So, yep, congrats.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll move on over to our race leader, that being Pee Wee now. And Pee Wee, first thing, like we asked both drivers, games, and elite, your decision on staying out for that track position. You had the race lead with 2 laps to go after the safety car came in. What was your mindset and your mentality like those final 2 laps? Did you think games or elite passing games and then eventually passing you came into your mind at all?
I mean, it's in these late pit stop games, it's just, I mean, it depends on what the others do. So like, if for example games would have pitted, I would have been yeah. I don't think I would have been able to hold off all the fresh runners on the softs, even if games did. Um, but yeah, I just thought I could get the race lead, so I'm gonna take it.
All right, and of course, this has to feel pretty good after some bad results for you in recent races. But yeah, just looking back on those results and then now getting the win, how does that feel for you after, just capitalizing on the mistakes from previous races?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the lap one incidents in a lot of races pretty much destroyed my races. But yeah, this one I kind of carried out. I kind of carried my race throughout, like with a lot of pace, and I didn't even think that I would have that much pace. But yeah, at some point I was like at the back of the field since at one of the restarts, like me and Games had contact. But yeah, then I mean I don't know. I just followed games through, and then I overtook games, and then yeah, safety car and whatever. At this point. Oh yeah, at the end, I was just like sliding. I had no tires at all. Like I don't know how like they didn't pass me, whatever. But like yeah, if games wouldn't have been there, I think I would have gotten past by. Cause yeah.
All right, well, some bad results from you in recent races, and now a race win for the first time ever. And congratulations on your first win here in the series and in JRL history. So
Thank you.
we'll definitely look forward to seeing your performance and hopefully some more race wins here in the future. But yeah, nonetheless, congrats.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, and that was your top three Pee Wee Games and Elite, finishing 1, 2, and 3 at Monza tonight. We will see you all next time out at Portugal in 7 days' time. So, thank you all for tuning in tonight's broadcast for what was a very exciting, all the way down to a wire race here at Monza, and then maybe we'll see some more racing action like that later on this season. But thank you all for joining in tonight, and we will see you next week. So long, everyone.